Okay, hello again. This is another tutor program that I have that will describe how computers and calculators will subtract numbers by adding them together. Now, I got into a little argument with some people that said, well, computers and calculators, they can subtract. And I said, no, they can't. They don't know how to do it. They haven't got a clue how to do it. They subtract by adding the numbers. And they said to me that I was crazy. So I said, okay, well, I will show you. Okay, so let's start with our basic decimal world right here. If you were to take the number 9 and subtract 4, what's the answer? 5. Isn't that correct? Yes, it is. Okay, but in computers and calculators, it doesn't work that simple. Okay, again, we have a binary table right here. And this binary table has the normal 2 to the power of n numbers on the top. And it has your binary digits right there. Okay, let me just change the mouse here for a sec. There's a pointer. Okay, there you go. Now, in the binary world, the number 9, for example, in our example here, we're going to subtract 9 minus 4 using binary, okay? The way computers do it and the way calculators do it. The number 9 in binary is that number right there, 1001. The reason is because, as I stated in my last tutor program, the computer only looks for any high states. So since there's a 1 which represents a high under the number 8, and there's also a 1 under the number 1, then the computer will simply add 8 plus 1. That equals 9. That's why that number right there, 1001, equals 9. Similarly to number 4. Number 4 should only be a high state under the number 4. All the other ones must be 0. So the computer will disregard this number, and it disregards that number. The only number that's active is the number 4. That's why in binary this number 0100 equals the number 4. Okay? Now this is how the computer and calculator will subtract these two numbers by adding them together. What happens is the computer and calculator will take the lowest digits, the number 4 right there, and it will I have it moved over right here, 0100, which you can see is the exact number in here, 0100. It will change these numbers to what's called the first complement. Okay, first complement. So in other words, what that means is it'll take all the zeros and change them to 1. And it'll take all the 1s and change them to 0, as you can see here. See, that 0 turns into a 1, and that 1 into a 0, that 0 into a 1, and that 0 into a 1. That's called the first complement. Then what it does, after it changes it to the first complement, it adds 1 to the result. Okay? Now, adding 1, these things are added in units of tens. So that means that a 1 and a 1 actually equals 10. So you put down the 0, and then it carries 1 over to the next column. The 1 is carried over to this column. So you have a 1 carried over from here plus this 1 is another 10, because that's 0. So you put a 0 down again and you carry the 1 over again. So the 1 here and the 0 equals a 1. And then the last column is a 1 and 0 equals a 1. So that, by adding 1 to the first complement, it gives you what's called 2's complement. That's how computers and calculators will subtract numbers, by using what's called 2's complement. Okay? Now, that number right there, 1100, is what's called the 2's complement of this number, which is number 4. Okay, so that number again, 1100, is the 2's complement of number 4. Okay, or that binary number right there, 0100, which represents the number 4. So then what the computer and calculator does is it takes that number right there, the 2's complement of number 4, and it places it under the number 9. As you can see here, I moved over the number representing number 9 down here, and instead of putting the number 4 binary number to subtract with, I put the 2's complement of number 4 in its place. And what we do now is we just AND them together. Okay, so, and I did not say add, I said AND, A-N-D. That is another computer function. So, ANDing these together, a 1 and a 0 will produce a 1. A 0, 0 will produce a 0. A 0 and 1 will produce a 1 again. And a 1 and 1 will produce 10. So you put down the 0 and you carry the 1. Now the 1 is carried over in an empty column. That's a carryover number. The computer will disregard this number. Okay, it's like you threw this number out the window. So the result is 0, 1, 0, 1. That number equals the number 5. Because if you place these numbers in this box, as I placed here, 0, 1, 0, 1, which is down here, and you look straight up and you see where all the 1's are, there is a 1 under the 4, and there is a 1 under the 1. So the computer will add this column 4 plus this column 1. What is 4 plus 1? 5. Okay, so there is your answer. The computer has now subtracted the number 9. Sorry, it has subtracted the number 4 from 9 using what's called 2's complement by adding them together. Okay? Anyway, I guess this solves the argument between me and my friends, and I hope that you understand now that computers and calculators do not know how to subtract. They subtract numbers by what's called 2's complement, by adding numbers together. That's how they subtract, by adding. Okay? Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.